Alright, hello, welcome back. So, today I'm going to show you the best city I've ever built in City Skylines Windows 10 Edition. Now, before we look into this, I'll have you know that this is the free version that comes with the Xbox Game Pass. So we're looking at no DLC, looking at no mods, we're looking at base game designed for the Xbox, it's the Xbox port of a 2010s game. So there's going to be some weirdness, and you'll see as it goes, but for the most part, this is a pretty excellent city, I do think so. So, first thing, now this is the entrance from the outside. This is on the islands map, so as we zoom out, we can see it's pretty large, but we'll start from the main highway that you would enter if you came from out of town. So obviously I've restricted to 9 tiles, otherwise I would have expanded the city much farther, but because like I said, it's the Windows 10 edition, it only lets you do 9. So anyway, I just wanted to show you kind of the main highway that takes you through the city. There's like lots of different neighborhoods and bridges, and as we see, some of the road and railway lines are completely crazy. But as you go, you can drive on the highway. Now you're on the main island part, kind of the New York City vibe of it. Anyway, and then you just kind of drive through the downtown, and then you take your exit, and you kind of go around the back. There's more area over here, just more like Central Valley stuff. Kind of reminiscent of where I live in San Diego, California. And then on the way out, of course, is the edge of the map over here. I left this undeveloped as 2 hydroelectric dams power my city, and so I figured that would be something, we'd build on the one side, but not quite the other. So this was the one side I left undeveloped. But anyway, I'll just kind of show you where I began the journey. So I began the journey over here in this suburb, which I named after the beach tree, the beach suburb. And I built north and built these farms and these kind of high-rise. I imagine these are like retirement homes, kind of, or farm workers, things of that nature. Low-income housing over here, and it feeds this whole area. And 2 additions is we have the riverbank area, where where these two. I guess it's where the mouth of these 2 rivers kind of go, and you can see this leisure area. I hand built these purple trees in this hillside mountain area, so the wealthy residents can look out across and see the St. Louis Arch. So I think this is a really nice touch to my city. But some other places of note, this was the very first university I built, so here it is. You see it throughout my city. I have extensive bus and train and metro lines, so you'll see, depending where I show you, lots of different cars. But this was kind of the first area, this kind of area here I developed first. I put another university over here as these guys needed a place to go to school. So that was kind of the first area I built out. And then I began to build into the valley. So I built across the way. This is kind of a bowling alley area, kind of like a bar and restaurant area on this side of the riverbank. You can come and you can enjoy yourself with some office mixed in. There's a high school, the local high school, low residential, and then next to it we have an extension of the Riverbank University, of course, its sister, where I built campus housing and other things. And over here is the extension of that as well, because we have the university and the library and all that. And kind of as you go this way, this is my lumber industry. As you see, I built a bunch of redwood trees, planted them myself, and then built industry around it. So they're harvesting the trees for their wood. And as you go up here, here's the highest point in my entire city, the observatory, where you can overlook the entire city. And there's a little train that goes by. So that's kind of this area. This is the Silicon Valley area, I decided. It's called Mountainside Valley. I built this huge office building. I imagine this is like Facebook or Google or something like that. So YouTube sponsor me. It's actually YouTube, it's Google. So Alphabet Inc. Anyway, so we keep going. I built an interior valley. This is one of the main manufacturing hubs of my town. As you can see, I just have a lot of different factories, mostly because the cargo area is right next to the exit to the city, making the city an excellent place for imports and exports. Over here, I built just kind of a suburb in the middle of the valley, just places where low residential housing. You don't want to, you don't necessarily want to have to live in all these high rises and stuff, but it is kind of not the best, I would say. I think if you're a suburb person, you definitely kind of want to live farther out. But anyway, as we keep going, this is the space elevator. The space elevator is one of the final items you can purchase in City Skylines. It basically demarcates the end of the game. It brings in hundreds and hundreds of tourists. It actually bricks the game if I turn it on. It's so powerful. So it's quite interesting. And next to it, of course, I've got the footy stadium, so you can take the elevator directly from space and into the footy stadium. And just some other like famous buildings. Like this is, I guess, the Gherkin, right? So just like a really cool area right when you land in. And as you cross this bridge, you can go to the main metro hub of my town. This is a six line metro station that serviced, I guess, 800 people last week. Right across the street from the citywide train that connects to the airport. So you can pretty much land at the airport, get to this metro station, and then from here, it takes you to anywhere in the city you want to go, including the downtown, which is what we'll explore next. So, you know, take the aforementioned train or, you know, the metro that is this crazy, like, roller coaster metro line. And you can enter the downtown. So here's another manufacturing area in the middle, just so people, you know, imports, exports. This is quite an impressive feat, actually. This is a bus harbor, so boats can dock here, and people can get on the buses, and they can get anywhere they want to go. So as you can see, there's like 10 bus stations here that take care of it. I'll show you the ships later. They're in a sorry state. Because the city game's so big. It has 164,000 people, which isn't big for real life, but it's big for City Skylines. Anyway, so right across the way, as you can see, the real issue. So this is what happens when you grow too much. Too many people want to import and export and boat in, and so the boats overlap. So I don't know how to fix this. I can't change anything, so like my city's just too productive. It just breaks the game. But anyway, so this is the beach resort area. I built a nice little sandy beach next to a lot of different leisure activities. So you can go to the garden or the carousel or the other garden or this plaza. There's beach volleyball over here, a bouncy castle, and just like, you know, a yakisoba shop, a pool. This is actually a balloon tour, so you'll see that these little balloons, or if you can find, like this one right here, they fly around, and so that's where you can take off and do a balloon tour right from the beach. I think that's a fun little area. And then the downtown's nothing special. I mean, it's just, there are a lot of fancy buildings and a lot of tall skyscrapers, but really the highlight here is the university. So this is the Hadron Collider. So basically I'm, you know, making new elements and shit here. So this is the most powerful university in the game, another end game building, but next to the biggest library. And the financial district, of course, has this huge office building next to the St. Louis Arch. A fireman will come put this out soon. Oh, I see they're putting it out right now. But yeah, so this is this downtown, this city area is quite impressive. Of course, this area is filled with hotels and places to be right across the street from the Eiffel Tower, so you can do some shopping and some touristing over here. So this is a really nice, fun little area right at the tip on the mouth of the riverbank. You can see across. I think this is another unique area of my city. All my districts are named after trees and other things. Here's another rich area. I put pink trees over here. If you're wealthy, you can live over here in this like mini suburb with the pink trees, and then go down here to go do some leisure activities, the bars, restaurants, fun things right on the edge of the water. I put, once again, very unique trees in this area as well. Another area that I'm particularly proud of is the park. So the game comes prefab with like these trenches and like these turrets. So I built, you can see there are people even enjoying it. So I built like a central park area where if you can hear the ambient bird noise, it's nice and quiet and relaxing, you know, with a statue and walking and biking paths that anyone can enjoy. So I'm really proud of this this park for sure. This harborside area is just basically a population center. I have to have people live somewhere. You get over here, Dirty Docks is of course the area where we do ore and mining production. So you basically ship in items, refine them, send them back. Just people need, anyway, we need that for the city. Here's the government center. So the tax office has a nice view of some oil mines, or oil fields. So that's what the tax people deserve. But here's the city hall and some offices. So it's a fun little area. And then of course the courthouse is here as well. So just some really nice all in one area. As we cross the river, so if you remember correctly, we started over here by Bridgeside and Beach. Now we're across the river back on the original continent here. I put oil refineries here. They're called oil refineries. I don't know. I think that's hilarious. Anyway, that's where I grow my oil. And this is where the people plant trees. They're called the oil reformers. And I've got another cargo station. More oil. So another bayside harbor with another harbor station, just to get goods in and out of the city. You see a boat is going to go join the long line at the queue over there. So this is another cute little area. It's called Bayfront Park. I put the London Arch because Little London is right behind it, where I have these European style buildings, so kind of inspired by Little Italy in San Diego once again. But this is really nice, you know, gotta love the London Eye right behind the of course the Arc de Triomphe. Anyway, so we go over here, another wealthy suburb, the High Hills. And then we have the largest suburb in the area, the Oakville area. So we have Old Oakville, the Oil Lamp District, after Gas Lamp, of course, Oakville North, Lesser Oakville, Old Oakville, and Oakville West. So these are all one big suburb that I built over here, just because people don't like to live next to each other in real life. Over here, I find this is another really interesting. I put the train museum next to this old abandoned train station. This comes prefab in the game as well, so I can't place this. So I built the whole area around it. Yeah, the Grand Central Terminal. So this is a fun little area as well. More farm. Then over here I have NASA, so I can launch a ship. Maybe I'll even do it. No, I can't launch it yet, but I'll speed it up, so maybe I can launch it later. So I imagine these are where the wealthy engineers live to make NASA work. Another Riverbank University extension, this time with a stadium. So as you can see, another football stadium. Very cool stuff. And then over here, I put, it's kind of a churchy area, so there's a few different churches. There's this one, which I like to imagine is like the Scientologist or the Mormon church, but it's a non-denomination. And then I have, maybe it's over here, over here, the old cathedral from Europe as well. So this is a fun little addition. So this is a cool little area as well if you want to live, that's, you know, not in the greater city. But the last part I added were these islands. So the islands, were pretty crazy because, anyway, so you'll see. This is Crown Island, named after Coronado. So it's a low resident area with low-rise buildings and Hotel del Crown, which is like the Hotel del Coronado in San Diego as well, with nice ocean view of the boats, but pretty much just like the ocean view where you can just enjoy it. There's a harbor on every single one of these islands, so you can boat in. This is basically, I just ripped this from real life, Catalina Island, and the wine mixer area from Step Brothers, for those who enjoy that. These have the old European style buildings in them, because I imagine that this is kind of like a villa area. This is a fun little area. The banking center, it's just a bunch of businesses. People are dying. But anyway, so you can go across the bridge, of course, with bus lanes, so you can get buses across to the final island, which is Point Loma, which I just once again stole from San Diego. But this is just an industrial area, kind of like it is in real life. I did put an amusement park over here because, like, that's kind of a good time, you know what I mean? So the one thing that's kind of unrealistic about my city is that all my water dumping stations are over here. So this is where they all pour out into the ocean. I just built this because it's, like I said, whatever, don't worry about it. The last thing I want to show you is the Liberty Island. This is where I put the Statue of Liberty, the Eden Project, which is another endgame building, and just this park. And so basically you can stay on Liberty Island in a few hotels, and you can go hang out down here. And it's another, just like, it's an artificial island. I built this in the middle of the area, so it wasn't there at the beginning. The last thing I want to maybe just showcase a little bit is just the crazy train networks. So this is a map of all the networks. So if we look at some of these bus lines, we have bus lines that take you in every direction. This yellow line is the main train line, so it takes you literally all the way around the city in a huge loop. You can see the big reds are the train stations, and the light greens are the metro. So I just have metro and trains dotting everywhere, and I could go into the loop, but they all, like I said, they all start from this area. You can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 train lines coming from, or metro lines coming from here. I have a train line across the street, and then I have a bus line that takes you literally all the way across the way. Like, it takes you all the way up here to this bus hub, and then this bus hub will take you all the way to the other side of the island. So if you want to get anywhere, you can get anywhere from this hub right here. So it's quite remarkable. I'm impressed with myself, is all I gotta say. So anyway, 165,000 people. Let me look up the US population cities list here, So this city is roughly the size, if there was an analogous city, of like, look how about one that's, if you've ever heard of Lancaster, California, I have not. Roseville, where the I don't know, Roseville, California. Um, what are some cities? Oh, Charleston, South Carolina is slightly smaller at 157. Salem, Oregon is slightly bigger. Um, those are probably the two biggest cities that you would recognize. Kansas City, Kansas, and not the Missouri side, is also smaller than the city. So I don't know. This would be a really cool place to live if I lived here in real life. I would be super pleased. I'm just gonna tag I'm just gonna follow Edward Blackwell, see where he goes. He's going to the pasta restaurant. So he's currently waiting for a bus. Let's see if he gets on. Okay, so he got on the bus. Anyway, so we'll follow this guy on the way out. Okay, he didn't get on a bus. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. Let's not follow that guy. Let's follow this guy. Where is she going? She's going to the high interest tower. Okay, how is she gonna get there? I don't know, I'm wasting my time. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of different stuff. This is a really cool game. I've spent, like I said, 50 hours on this. This is probably my best ever city I've done. It's the Magnum Opus. Like, there will not be a better one. Maybe. We're gonna try City Skylines 2 next, but I've really been enjoying this. Drop a like if you enjoyed. See ya.